Hi everyone! Thanks for tuning in again. So today I'm going to do a haul of all the things that I purchased on my holidays in Canada. If you haven't seen it already, and I highly go and recommend you go watch it, I vlogged actually when I was in Vancouver. I have the first one up already and the next one's coming up very soon. So you can go and check that out right now if you're interested in like vlogs and stuff like that, because I had so much fun there. So I was at Sephora, the new location on Robson Street, which is apparently the biggest Sephora in all of Canada. I didn't actually get very much there because one of my New Year's resolutions has been to really downsize my collection. I have so much makeup and a lot of it just gets not used enough, so I didn't want to buy a ton of makeup on my trip this time around. And so what I decided to go for is this palette by Tarte, and it's the original Tartelette palette. I know they have come out with a second one called In Bloom, but I wanted one that was completely matte, and the In Bloom one I think has 2 or 3 sort of shimmery shades, and I have plenty of shimmery eyeshadows. So this one really appealed to me, the original Tartelette, because it is 100% matte eyeshadows, and I love the shade varieties in here. I think they're very versatile, and what I love is that the lighter shades like this one and this one are very light, because often for me the lighter shades in palettes are not light enough, so I can't even use them for highlighting under my brow bone. This palette, you can see it here, I think it's just so gorgeous. I think it's just such a pretty blend of different colors. I only used a few of the shades so far, but so far I'm really liking it. I'm going to experiment with this a bit more. Let me know if you would like to see a tutorial or something with this. I probably will film something with this anyway because I'm really excited about this palette. So it's actually my first product ever from Tarte, because Tarte is not available here in Switzerland. So then I was also at the Real Canadian Superstore, which is kind of like the Canadian Walmart, I guess, and I bought some drugstore makeup there, and oh my god, it's so much cheaper than here in Switzerland. Like makeup, even the drugstore stuff is really expensive here. So I bought a few drugstore things, and also you guys have a bigger shade variety in North America. So I bought the L'Oreal True Match foundation in the absolute lightest shade. This is W1 Porcelain. I had the N2, which is Classic Ivory, which I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is like 1 or 2 shades. I think it's just 1 shade darker. I definitely can't buy shades like this here at the drugstore. I think the L'Oreal, the lightest one shade, like the shade that's the lightest here available, is like 4. I also got a new concealer. This is the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. Now, you can buy this here in Switzerland. It's called Instant Age Effect, which is just a different name. It's the exact same product. But in North America, you can buy like a neutralizer and a corrector shade, I believe, brightener, illuminator. So this is the brightening shade, and this has a very, very pink undertone. So this is perfect for covering up blue under eye circles and then putting like a regular shade of concealer on top. And this actual shade, the brightening one, we don't have here in Switzerland. So I was really excited to try this. I also got another mascara by Maybelline. It's the Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Waterproof mascara, and a lot of people had been raving about this, and I don't know why I get sucked into it, because I know what works for me and what doesn't, and usually I hate these sort of plasticky brushes, but so many people were saying that this is so good, and they also don't like plastic brushes, but they really love this one. So I decided, well, if they don't like plastic brushes, but they like this one, then it might be good for me. And I tried it, and I still hate it. So it has like a curved one, which I really don't like also. And you know, I just kind of bought into the hype of this on YouTube. I'd heard so many people talk about it, and it's just, I find it very messy. I find like when I apply this, it gets everywhere. And then I got another drugstore product. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Blush. It's one of these baked blushes with this dome-shaped blush. You can see it's kind of like curved on the top here. And this is in the shade Light Rose 100. And it's like a very light pink tone blush with a very slight gold shimmer in it, although when you apply it, the gold doesn't really translate. It just looks sort of a little bit shimmery. I do really like this. I love these kind of baked blushes. The only thing is that the pigmentation in this one is not so great, so you have to apply a few layers for this to actually show up. So I wish the pigmentation in this blush was better, but otherwise than that, I do really like the shade. I think it's super flattering. And then I got 2 blushes by Milani. This is also at the Real Canadian Superstore. You can get Milani there in Canada. And they have the baked blushes, and I wanted to try those out because I'd heard so much about them here on YouTube. And I got them in 2 different shades. So I have this one in Luminoso, which is very hyped up. It's a very bright sort of orangey peach tone shade. Which is, it's very orange. Like when I applied it, I'm not really sure if it really works with my coloring, but I will give it a go. And I got this in another color as well. I got this in 03 Berry Amour, like a darker pink tone with a little bit of gold veining. It's a little bit darker than the one from CoverGirl. Like this one is definitely lighter. This one's a bit more berry, like a berry pink tone. And also the veining in this one, the golden flecks in this are a bit stronger. So I got those, and I really am liking these blushes so far. I have to experiment with them a bit more, but I wore them already in Vancouver and I quite like them. So I also went to my favorite art store in Vancouver, and it's Opus down on Granville Island. And I bought 2 more of my favorite eyelining brushes. These are the ones I always use, and the ones I have are like, I've used them for so long, like they're still fine, but they're starting to fray like a little bit. So I decided to just get some new ones. And these are the Galleria. So the brand is called Windsor Newton Galeria. And this is the number 2 brush. And it's just perfect for eyelining. It's just like the most perfect eyeliner brush. I use this all the time with my gel eyeliners. All right, this, I actually didn't buy this in Vancouver. I just bought this yesterday at the drugstore, but I thought I'll just throw it into this haul anyway. I got a new I got a new nail polish by Catrice. This is from their luxury nudes collection. They have a bunch of new nude polishes coming out, and this one's called Dreamin' Bohemian number 09. And I love this. I had a tiny nail polish, like a mini nail polish from a brand that was discontinued, and it was exactly this shade. It might have been a little bit more frosty. This one has like a beautiful shine and shimmer to it. Like it's a nude with a very light sort of silver pearlescent shimmer. It's so pretty. I haven't worn it yet, but in the bottle it looks exactly like that one shade that I used to love. And then I got 2 eyeshadows actually by Essence. Now I've actually never bought eyeshadows by Essence before, so this is like a first for me. But I actually bought these for highlighting because when I swatched them in the store, they so reminded me of the Becca highlighters. When I was at the Sephora, I looked at the Becca highlighters, and honestly, I was a little bit underwhelmed. They are so hyped up here on YouTube, but I found the color range very, very limiting. So when I looked at these, the Essence ones, and I swatched them, I was like, holy smokes, these are exactly like the Becca highlighters, except they are about €2 or something like that. I mean, here it's in Swiss francs, but they cost about €2. Maybe the quality is not, you know, as smooth as the Becca highlighters, but I mean, look at this. They're just like the pigmentation is crazy. Can you see that? Like how they swatch is completely reminded me of the Becca ones, and I was like, holy smokes, this is like almost exactly how those swatched. So I couldn't believe it. I'm actually wearing a little bit of one of them today. I tried this one. So this is called Rosy Flamingo number 03, and I like this because it had a very light pink tone, which is very flattering on super fair skin. And this one has a light champagne tone, and it's called the Grammy Goes Glammy number 19. So you might want to check these out if you have Essence, because I'm just like amazed at the pigmentation and how they swatch. They're like perfect highlighters. They're so cheap, and they just give you a gorgeous, very, very intense highlighting glow. They have that kind of sheen. Like, I don't like highlighters that has chunky glitter in it at all. I like them just to have a very even sheen, and this is exactly what these do. So I'm going to be using these as highlighters, not, well, maybe I'll try them as eyeshadows, but I'll definitely be using them as a highlighter. So I think that's actually all I'm going to show in this haul. I'm just going to pair it with all the beauty products in one, and then do a second video which has all the rest, like clothes and candles and food items and stuff that I also bought in Canada, and I will upload that video next. So check back for that next video, which is the rest of the things that I bought in Canada, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.